Hello and welcome back to the Positivity Press project. Today we're going to be doing some printmaking inspired by the amazing artist Carita Kent, but we're going to be using things that we can find in the recycling and in the food waste bin. So we're going to be doing milk carton monoprints and vegetable stamps, and we're going to be spreading messages of positivity and good cheer to keep people going. So let's go! Sister Carita Kent was a screen printing nun who created vivid, colourful and cheerful pop art images full of text and positive messages. I've chosen some vegetables that we're going over a little bit because I'm trying hard not to waste food. So I've got some pak choy, some celery and some potatoes. I bunched the pak choy and celery together with tape so that it's like a nice tight bunch for printing. And then I'm carving the potatoes. You can write your letters or your words out on a piece of paper in permanent marker, and then if you flip that over you'll be able to see what the letters are in reverse, so that's really handy when you're carving letters. And you can use the offcut bits of potato to make chips, which is always a good idea. And then once you finish carving them all, blot them on a bit of kitchen roll to get the excess moisture off, and I'd leave it for 10 minutes or so just to dry out a little bit, because you're going to find that it will print better if it's a little bit dried out. And then get yourself some paints together. I'm just using acrylic paint because that's what I've got, but you could use poster paint, you could use an ink pad. I'm just using 3 colours because I like to work in a 3-colour palette. Dip them in and print and just have fun, just play, make patterns, make your words, overlap colours, see what kind of effects happen when you print one colour on top of the other. The pak choy really printed quite nicely actually, kind of made a rosette thing. And whilst you've got this set up, I would advise you to keep going, as it says here, but keep going on a big piece of paper. You could try it on fabric, you could try overprinting. It works really well on fabric. Fabric's a little bit more porous, so you might find that what worked not so well on paper actually works really well on fabric, and you might use that later to cut up and use in your book projects or to make bunting to hang in your windows. So there's lots of possibilities with this. That's the great thing about printing, is that you can do a lot in a very short space of time. So next we're going to do some milk transfer monoprinting. This is what you'll need. So you're going to need a milk carton, any type of milk carton will do. You're going to need some washable markers, so Crayola pens are pretty good. Basically anything that's not permanent and that's washable. You're going to need a pair of scissors, some paper, this is just standard printer paper but you could use cartridge paper, whatever, a little tray for it to go in, sprayer, and a sponge for absorbing the excess moisture. So you're going to start off by cutting your carton open. You're going to find that it's probably got a little bit of milky residue inside, so wash that off, clean that off, otherwise it's going to get stinky. Clean that off and give it a good dry, and then trim off the side bits, and then what you'll be left with are these kind of nice flat bits in the middle, and you can cut those up to make plates for your monoprinting. Give them another wipe, and then you need to wet your paper. So I put my printer paper in the tray and then I sprayed it and blotted it with a sponge, and you might want to blot it with some other bits of paper too. So you want it moist but not too wet that the paper is falling apart. And then you can get printing. So you should do this by just drawing directly onto the little bits of milk carton and then transferring that onto the dampened paper. And you'll find that it does smudge a little bit and it blurs, but you can get some really nice effects with this, and you can do multiple colours. And then once you're done with each transfer, you just wipe it off with a sponge and you can draw the next one. So that's why it's called monoprinting, because it's a one-off. So after you've printed each motif, it's pretty much gone. So you have to wipe it off and then do another one. But it's quite nice just adding to an image like this. It's a really satisfying process, and you can actually get some really interesting effects with it. And try it on different types of paper, try it with different types of pens, try a few coloured pens on one plate, and just build up an image like this. So you can make patterns, you can make letters. You'll find that some pens work better than others. Some colours work better than others. So just experiment and play around with it. I'm using this sheet just as kind of an experimentation. Once you've played around with the technique for a little bit, you can try a milk monoprint message of positivity for your neighbours. So something that you could stick up on your window to cheer the neighbourhood up. So I have chosen a Carita Kent quote: "Flowers grow out of dark moments," which I think is pretty fitting, and it's getting dark whilst I'm doing this. And that's it. 2 very basic, no equipment needed printmaking techniques. I hope you have fun doing these projects, and I'll see you next time.